My name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to learn algebra. Today is our lesson number 142. Day 142, we are in the process of doing word problems from day 101 through 200. Today is our 42nd day. Let's see what we have for today. Here's the problem for today. We are simply asked to write down 5 consecutive numbers of which L is the least. That's all we are asked. Can we write down 5 consecutive number if we have to show that this L is some number is the least, L for the least? How do we do it? They're consecutive numbers. What does it mean to be consecutive? They come right after the other without a break. Well, that makes it very simple. If L is the least, the smallest of it, then the next one after that must be one more. For example, if L is 5, the next one will have to be 5 plus 1. If L is 10, the next one is going to have to 10 plus 1, and so forth. If L is negative 3, if L happens to be negative 3, then the one after that is going to be negative 3 plus 1 or negative 2, and so forth. The one after that is going to be L plus 2, one more than this guy. The next one is going to be one more than this guy, L plus 3. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5. That's it. There you go. That's it. That's our answer. So, for example, as I showed you already, by plugging in numbers, if L happens to be negative 3, then the next one is going to be negative 3 plus 1, which is this guy, negative 3 plus 1, which is negative 2. The one after that is going to be negative 3 plus 2, which is negative 1. The one after that is going to be negative 3 plus 3, which is going to give us our 0. And then negative 3 plus 4 is going to give us our positive 1. And here we have 5 consecutive number where negative 3 happens to be the least. Negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, and positive 1. There we go. Want to do one more? Let's do one more, shall we? We're done with this one? Let's do one more. It says, write down 5 consecutive numbers of which M is the middle one. So now we have to show this number M, which happens to be right in the middle. And there are 5 consecutive numbers, which means the one that comes after it, let's put a note here, this is the middle one. And the symbol that we assign, I'm calling it M, actually they're calling it M, it has no significance. Most people are used to seeing X, everything is X and Y. In most algebra book you pick up and the whole bloody thing is full of X and Y's. It doesn't have to be X and Y, it's just a variable, it's just a name that we give to the unknown. And I find it more convenient, I find it easier to remember what that thing is if we give it some logical name. M for the middle one, L for the least one, G for the greatest one. You can pretty much guess what the next problem is going to be. So here's the middle one. The one after that is going to be M plus 1, one more than this guy. One after that, one after this one is going to be one more than this one, which is M plus 2. What about the one before that? Whatever this M is, the one before that is going to be 1 less than that. And the one before that is going to be 2 less than that. Well, there you go. There are your 5 consecutive numbers where M happens to be the middle one. And we can verify it by plugging in numbers. Let's pretend M is 5. If M is 5, the one after that is going to be 5 plus 1, or 6. 5 plus 1, or 6. 5 plus 2, or 7. This is your 5. This is the given one. They give it to us. and we're putting in 5 for it. The one before that is going to be 5 minus 1 or 4. This is going to be 5 minus 2 or 3. So there you have it. You have 5 consecutive numbers. 3, 4, 5 consecutive numbers. Don't say 5 consecutive numbers beginning with 3. That's not the point. That's not how you say it in this context. In the context of this problem, we will say that we have 5 consecutive numbers where 5 is the middle one. Number 5 happens to be the middle number, because that's what we are told. 5 consecutive number of which m is the middle one. Do you understand? I shouldn't have put 5 for m, because that 5 numbers and 5 consecutive numbers and the middle one is 5. That's kind of confusing. Let's make it 15. So here we have 5 consecutive numbers such that 15 is the middle one. Therefore the one after that is 16, the one after that is 17, the one before that is 14, the one before that is 13. And here you're going to have, instead of 5, you're going to have 15, 15, 15, 15, and 15. And of course 15. Want to do one more? Let's do one more, shall we? Let's do one more. We're done with this one. The next one says, write down 5 consecutive numbers of which G is the greatest one. Greatest is misspelled, there should have been S in it. Of which G is the greatest. Well, if G is the greatest, and since they're consecutive numbers, the one before that must be one less than this guy. And the one before this guy, it's got to be one less than this guy. One less than this guy is G minus 2. The one before that is going to be G minus 3. And then G minus 4. And again, we can plug in numbers just to verify the thing. For example, if G happens to be, what do you want G to be? Let's pretend G is 4. If G is 4, then this guy is 4, this is 4 minus 1, this is 4 minus 2, this is 4 minus 3, and this is 4 minus 4. And we'll get our 5 consecutive number, of which 4 is the greatest one, because we plugged in 4 for G. 4 is the greatest one, the one before that is 3, 4 minus 1, 4 minus 2 is 2, 4 minus 3 is 1, and 0. Voila. So we have 5 consecutive numbers. Again, do not say 5 consecutive numbers beginning with 0. That statement will have absolutely no meaning in the context of this problem. It has to have the meaning, it has to make some sense in the context of the problem. So in the context of this problem, what you will say is that we have 5 consecutive numbers such that we have 5 consecutive numbers such that the greatest one is 4. 5 consecutive numbers of which 4 is the greatest one. That's how we will say it. The fact that this turns out to be 0 has no significance. The fact that the middle one is 2 has no significance. What is significant here is the fact that we did what we were told, 5 consecutive number of which 4 is the greatest one. Because we plugged in 4 for G. That's it. That's all I have for today. Later on down the road, we will need this skill to solve the word problems. That's why I wanted to cover it. To make sure that we understand what it means when somebody says 3 consecutive numbers or 5 consecutive numbers or whatever it is, 2 consecutive numbers. Next we'll talk about what it means to have consecutive even or odd numbers. We'll do that in the next video. Okay, which is a different way of writing than this guy. It's not as simple. When somebody says write 2 consecutive even numbers, but that's a little tricky. We'll talk about it tomorrow on day number 143. Alright? Thanks. I'll see you tomorrow.